Ladies, we are here tonight on the Sheen. And tonight, man, the biggest thing we're going to talk about is Eddie Kingston apparently quit AEW last night in an interview backstage after I think he was in that ladder match to the new number one contender for the TNT champion from Samoa Joe. That he started brawling and he was barely in the match. He barely participated. And then he got interviewed and he's like, I'm finished with AEW. I quit AEW. Now, what the belief is they're going to switch him over from AEW to Ring of Honor. Maybe give him more chances in Ring of Honor to, get more bigger matches, perhaps. Maybe eventually win the Ring of Honor World Championship. So this is what the belief is with this move, that it's more to it's probably to add more people to Ring of Honor and also give him a better opportunity in Ring of Honor to maybe be a bigger star. But I don't think he's finished. I know New Japan said there's always a place here for you, and then I think he replaced the tweets. But I mean, obviously with the partnership with Tony, whether it's AEW or Ring of Honor, obviously there's a partnership there with Tony Khan and New Japan, so that doesn't really mean anything to me. So to me, that's probably what this means. Is he's done work. He's actually for sure. It's kind of real because he's done with AEW, but he's still working for the same promoter, Tony Khan, but now with Ring of Honor. I think that's what's going on here. So I think it is real. He's done with AEW, but it's to go work for new Ring of Honor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, which actually starts tonight, but it's on a streaming service where I believe you have to pay $10 a month. So if you do want to watch Ring of Honor starting tonight, I believe it's the streaming service is called Honor Club. And it's like the Peacock. It's like a streaming service you subscribe for like $10. So if you're interested in that, go for it. All right, let's go with the rest of the news, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. So Kenny Omega talking about, if people are just using them because they're the executive vice presidents along with the Young Bucks of AEW. It would be sad if people are pretending to be nice to me because of it. Being an executive vice president, I hope that's not the case. The Bucks and I always have an open door policy. If we can do something for anybody, our door is always open. So I'm pretty much saying, hopefully nobody's using us just because we have power within the company. All right, whatever. Let's see here. Matt Hardy, talking about Jeff Hardy, recently he got his driving license suspended for 10 years. He said the help that Jeff Hardy went and got during this time, I've seen a different version of him, and it's not one trying to play the game. Don't take my word for it. Follow him going forward, and we'll see what happens. Jeff Hardy has so many addiction problems throughout the years, but he's never been this specific and in detail to try to work through so much, really committed himself to this. So obviously what he's going to say, that's his brother. He's going to talk positive about him. Jeff Hardy is always, goes to treatment. We think he's not going to change and then he messes up again. Hopefully this time actually works. Britt Baker talking about a potential Sasha Banks, a.k.a. Mercedes Moné match in AEW. I think the world is ready to see Mercedes Moné let out of the cage. What is she going to do now? I pray that someday we see her in some capacity in AEW. And if by chance I could be in the connection too, I would very, very well appreciate it. So Britt Baker talking about a potential match with Mercedes Moné. All right, that'll be a cool match. Today, Jay White's contract officially expires with New Japan. So he's officially a free agent starting tomorrow. So we'll see where he goes. NXT gets a rating of 555,000 so pretty much $500,000 for Tuesday's show. So pretty much that's what it was. 500,000 views. Okay. Let's see here. Is there any more news? So Brian Danielson about getting sent down to G1. I think it's like a tournament they do in Japan that I think it lasts like a month. So he would miss about a month of AEW if Tony Khan would give him the green flag to go to this. He said not only me, but I would also like John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston to join me. He says, I do have a dream that me, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and maybe Eddie Kingston, just so we have somebody to pick on, would all be able to go to the G1 together, because that would be just so much fun. If you're asking me, Tony Khan is going to let me go do a G1, and if it's smart move for him, probably not. But the odds of him letting me do, I would say it's about 33% chance. You have to look at it from a Tony Khan investment point of view. Does he really want somebody like me who is older to go through that many hard matches, be off TV for about a month and potentially get hurt? Probably not. So yeah, Brandon Danielson saying he would love to go to the G1 along with even John Moxley and Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli, but does not believes that business-wise it doesn't make sense for AEW to send him on that thing for a month and potentially risk an injury. We'll see what happens. They're saying that Brock Lesnar was first pitched a Bray Wyatt match, but he said he wasn't interested. And then they give him the Almas match, and they said he approved it. Obviously, they're saying that Vince McMahon was the one that came up with the idea. So, I mean, maybe it's possible that Triple H told him, hey, Bray Wyatt, and he said no. And then Triple H is like, what the hell did I do with Brock Lesnar now? And Vince told him, Almas. And then Triple H just said, let me see what... I mean, it could be possible. So then, maybe that means that Vince is not as involved, where maybe it's true he's just giving advice. And that was, now if you feel about it, right? Okay, if Triple H told him, hey, your match is going to be Bray Wyatt, and Lesnar said no, and then Triple H just put his hands in the air and went to Vince, and Vince told him, hey, how about Almas? And then I guess if Triple H, all he simply did was go back to Lesnar and told him, hey, how about Almas? And Lesnar said yes, then a lot of this is more Lesnar's fault, right? Than anything, right? Not Triple H's, not even Vince McMahon's. Vince, all he probably did was give an idea because Triple H didn't know what the fuck to do if he wanted to do the Bray Wyatt one. So maybe this is all Brock Lesnar's fault. So now they're saying there is a backup plan for Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. It was hinted there was an undisclosed backup plan, but it isn't featuring into creative plans. So yeah, they're saying there is a plan B, but as of right now, it looks like it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Almas. So we'll see. Okay, let's see. Sonya Deville was arrested for having a gun without permission. They're saying that so she has a permission to have a gun in Florida, but she was in New York, and they said you do not have the license of New York to carry a gun. And so she pretty much said, yeah, I just carried it for security reasons. Since 2020, where she almost got kidnapped, somebody broke into her house and tried to kidnap her. So she just said, I just carried a gun for protection. So she said, she does have the license to carry a gun in Florida, but because they were in New York, she got arrested. All right, so I think she's out of jail and everything. She's got to get a gun license. A gun license for New York or wherever and that's tough for her because she travels all over the world. What is she supposed to do? Get a freaking license for every state? Jesus Christ. I think we are done with the news. Let's see here. Finn Balor recently say that after WrestleMania, the Judgment Day is looking to expand. Well, they're gonna add another member, maybe somebody from NXT. Pretty interesting to see if they add somebody else, man. It would be pretty damn interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Cody Rhodes says he would like to feud with Johnny Gargano and Edge once the WrestleMania feud is over with Roman Reigns. Okay, that would be good feuds, I guess. That would be a hell of a match, I think, between Cody Rhodes and Johnny Gargano. Even Edge. I feel Johnny Gargano and Cody Rhodes would be a great match. But also Edge, not only the great match, but also the storyline between Edge and Cody Rhodes would be really good. Those would be good storylines and good matches, low key. Okay, I think we're done with the news. Okay. Well, let me see one more article. Or let me check out one more website, I should say. All right. All right, I think we're done. As far as the news goes, we can go now and recap Dynamite. Let's see here. All right, yeah. Let's go review Dynamite. Dynamite. Okay, so yesterday I believe was March 1st, 2023. Man, we are moving fast. We are already in March. Jesus Christ. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do AEW Dynamite recap. Hold on. Before I do that, I think I forgot to check another. Hold on. Let me see here. All right. Okay, never mind. Let's go to AEW. Okay. Look, this show. The ladder match is great, right? Although there's no storyline behind it. Look, I'm just gonna get to the show, and then as the show goes on, I'll talk about everything. So it was from, I think it was somewhere in California, Daly City. I think close to San Francisco. That's where Revolution's gonna be on Sunday. It kicks off with Orange Cassidy, just like last week, defending the title versus Big Bill, the Atlantic title. It was a very good match. I'm not gonna lie. Having to hit like, what was it, like 3 orange punches. The final one from the top rope to win the match. Good stuff, I guess. I like how they're starting to feature more the Atlantic champion, and along with obviously Orange Cassidy. That's back-to-back shows. He opens he starts the show. And then we get freaking we get the Elites, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are about to make their entrance, and they got attacked by the House of Black. And that's pretty gonna be their match, right? The House of Black versus the Elites at Ring of Honor. Revolution. Again, not a lot of storyline here outside of kind of like this, them attacking them as they're about to make their entrance. But whatever. And then we get the ladder match. It was a really good ladder match. A lot of high spots. Although, who was it? Andrade and Sammy Guevara messed up. What was it going to be like from the top of the ladder? They had another ladder set up, and they were going to do like a Funkinero, but they messed it up. But there was a little. I think Sammy Guevara did a swanton bomb from the top of one of the ladders. A lot of good stuff. I think Takashita did a Blue Thunder bomb from the top of the ladder all the way down. There were some good spots, but you just have to sit back there and watch the match and enjoy it. You can't expect a storyline. There's not a storyline here, and that's the thing with AEW. A lot of stuff they give you is just for the hell of a match. They're not gonna do a lot of storyline. There's storyline for some stuff, but not for everything. And that's just something you have to accept when you're watching AEW. Not everything's gonna necessarily have to be a storyline. A lot of times they're just gonna, hey, this would be a great match. Let's do it. And that was the case with this ladder match. Now, there is at least a reason why they're doing it, and that's to be the number one contender for Samoa Joe's TNT Championship. So at least they're giving you a reason to why they're fighting. At the end, Hobbs wins it. So now Hobbs will face the winner of Samoa Joe and Wardlow at Revolution. So that's good. We'll see what happens. My prediction is Wardlow's going to win. So then it's going to be Hobbs versus Wardlow. Okay. Chris Jericho makes his way to the ring. He beats up some jobber. I don't know who the fuck this was. Peter Alvin. He beats him up. And then he continues to beat him up after the match. Down comes Ricky Starks. Jericho gets out of the ring and says, hey, I know the Jericho Appreciation Society is banned for Revolution. That doesn't mean they're banned for tonight. So pretty much the entire, they appear, or at least Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager appear. They beat up Ricky Starks. Jericho gets back in the ring. They pretty much beat him up. They had the Jewish effect. Jericho does. So yeah, that was it. They beat up Ricky Starks. And then we got promos, from both Hangman Page and Jon Moxley backstage, hyping up their match for Revolution. Then we get Christian Cage being interviewed in the ring by Renee Paquette. Pretty much said, I was minding my own business. I was done with Jungle Boy. But when I heard he wanted to be a singles champion, I laughed. I'm like, no way this guy's going to be a singles champion. If anything, I'm going to win a singles champion before him. And then Jungle Boy just, video shows of Jungle Boy digging up a hole. And then at the end, it's a grave, and it says Christian Cage. Are they going to have a bury alive match? Jesus Christ. That's going to be crazy. I thought he was going to, challenge him. I challenge you to a bury alive match. Jesus Christ, man. We'll see. I mean, maybe Christian Cage's contract is going to be up with AEW, and they don't plan for him to resign. So maybe this is the way they write him off. Who knows? We'll see. Let's see here. And then we get Hook versus Matt Hardy. And if Hook wins the match, he gets to face Stokely in a match. And the match is kind of going good, normal. But at the end, Hook puts him in a chokehold, and Jeff Hardy taps right away, literally a second after Hook applied a submission. A lot of people are saying, oh, he did it on purpose because he wants Stokely to get his ass whooped by Hook. So yeah, so we got Hook versus Stokely, whenever that's gonna be. All right. And then we get a match between Tony Storm and Rio. Where Rio actually wins the match here with a full roll-up, but at least she won. So good for Rio. And then after the match, we get a fucking everybody just beating the hell out of each other. Rio, Saraya, Tony Storm, everybody just beating the hell out of each other. The referee come out to separate them. And then we get the Battle Royal, which, oh my Lord. You know, especially after the ladder match, this was so weak. I thought that after having that great ladder match, you have this shit on the same show. Jesus Christ. Whatever. The best friends, Danhausen and Orange Cassidy wins. So Orange Cassidy gets 2 W's tonight. One versus Big Bill, and another one with Danhausen. He wins the Revolution #1 contender tag team match. So now it will be a triple threat match. Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Danhausen, Orange Cassidy, and the Ass Boys in a triple threat match for the tag team titles. The freaking Acclaim are not participating in this. Why? I have no idea. The Acclaim showed up at the end. After the match, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett are attacking Cassidy and Danhausen. So the Acclaim showed up to help out Danhausen and Orange Cassidy. And whatever. Then we get the final segment. Bryan Danielson, pretty much, just trash talking, saying, I'm gonna kick your fucking head in at Revolution and become the new AEW World Champion. That's what I came here for. I could have gotten a lot more money and been set for life and being able to retire, but I decided to come here because I wanted to fight, and that's my goal since I got here, to be AEW World Champion. And MJF is there, he kind of Bryan Danielson dominated this promo. MJF, if anything, looks scared. I think they're just selling it. I'm pretty sure MJF's gonna win. Pretty damn sure. And that's it. This show was not very good. The ladder match was good. The ladder match was good, but outside of that, there was just not. I don't know, man. I feel like I like AEW TV better when they're like 3 to 4 months away from a pay-per-view, right? They just, let's have the biggest matches of the card here, and that's the last 2 weeks they're getting close to the pay-per-view. It just becomes a normal TV show, and obviously they're saying the big match for the pay-per-view, which I get it, but I don't know. I feel like it makes it boring the build up a little bit, because these last few months, it's like, what was it, November till at least February, or at least midway through February, we've been getting almost every show feels like a pay-per-view, right? And now the last 2-3 weeks, as now we're starting to get close to Revolution, and they're saving all the big matches for Revolution. Man, AEW starting to get a Dynamite starting to get a little bit boring. Outside of the ladder match, nothing really, I don't know, man. I mean, MJF barely talked in that final promo with Bryan Danielson. It was basically making Bryan Danielson look strong. If anything, like I said, MJF acted scared at the end. Like he was freaked out. Jon Moxley and Hangman Page, right? But they weren't even in the ring. They did their promos from the back. I wouldn't be surprised if Jon Moxley wasn't even in the arena. Well, he could have been, because Renee Paquette was there, so maybe he was in the arena. I was going to say, maybe it looked like that was some last week, right? Because he had blood. Maybe that was some last week, and maybe he wasn't even in the arena. Same thing with Adam Page. I don't think he was in the arena either. I think that was some last week. And that's why they were both backstage. But yeah, whatever. We'll see how the pay-per-view goes. But until next time, I'm out. Have a good night, everybody. Holla.